Good morning, warriors. Fernando here, God's prepared warrior, and welcome to Friday. We've made it to Friday. Praise God for that. I tell you what, it's been a long week for me. I'm back in the box, as you can see. Happy to be back in the box for a little bit. It's been a long week. Our other truck was in the shop for a long time, so that's why I missed a couple of videos this week. And that's why you saw me at the light pole this week doing videos. So just wanted to come on and wish you a happy Friday today. And just, to say, be careful out there. Stay situationally aware. I mean, this is important. I reported the other day, probably on my life, about Samantha Guthrie, or Guthrie's mother, who has been kidnapped. I don't know if you've been following this story, but I've been praying for this poor lady and for her family. And it's a really, really tough situation. Looks like somebody snatched her in the middle of the night, and and has her. So warriors, keep that in prayer. I think that's just something to be in prayer for. I would hate for anybody to have to go through that situation in life. I can't even imagine or fathom what that feels like. But it's important for us to stay situationally aware. And you might say, well, Fernando, how do you do that when you're asleep? I'll tell you. There's a lot of things that can poke the eye that you can lay close to, like I do. You can keep your kinetic projectile weapon close by, and you know where that is, right? And so I know that in a hurry, if somebody was to grab me, there are several things that I can, on the way down to the ground, or as I'm laying there in bed, that I can grab and utilize. So, think about that kind of thing, because situational awareness, we think about that when we're outside. We think about that when we're out and about. But what about situational awareness when we are in our home, right? What are some things that, in case somebody breaks into your house, you're cooking dinner, what's right there? Let's say you're in the living room and somebody breaks into your house. What do you have close by? Situational awareness doesn't just, shouldn't just be thought about when you're out and about. It should be even thought about when you're at home. So, think about those kinds of things, and what would you do in that situation? How would you be ready if anything happened at your home? I think we take a lot of time, and we take a lot of thought into when we go, when we're at a restaurant. Maybe we're looking for the exit. The exits, the entrances. Maybe we sit in a spot where we can see all of that, and that's great. But what about at home? I've been praying about this situation, and the Lord's just been, him and I have been talking back and forth. Well, what would I do in this situation if this happened to me? And where are the things that I can use to protect myself? See, I just did a video the other day about having a lights out night, right? I hope you do that. I would like to hear what you guys think, or how that went for you. But in the same idea of, if the lights go out, where your flashlights are. So in the event they go out at night and, there's no light, right? You know how to maneuver to where the closest light application there is, right? So if I'm in the kitchen, right, I know where the box of matches are. I know where the emergency candles are, right there. All of those things. If you're in different parts of your house, Do you have things like that set up? So, you know, when we talk about situational awareness out here, it also kind of applies at home, right? You know where your exits are. You know where the exit is when you're in a room, right? You know, think about that. Think about, you know, maybe you're in your bedroom and all of a sudden somebody breaks into your home. You know, is your room a safe space, right? Are you able to maneuver in your bedroom in the event somebody comes into your bedroom door, right? After you've secured it. What do you do, right? Situational awareness doesn't just, we don't just utilize that outside, but we also utilize it at home. So this is what I've been thinking about. And, you know, what are some ways that we can do that, right? What are some of the things that we can do to protect ourselves within our own private space, our home, think about that. You know, if you live in an apartment, you know, there's only one way into that place, and one way out. So, you know, it's important to think about that situational awareness, either what's coming in or how you're going to get out, right? So just wanted to throw that thought out there today, see what you guys think about. You know, let's talk in the comments. What are some of the things that we can do, you know, for situational awareness in our homes? Look forward to hearing what you got. Happy Friday, guys, and hope to see you in the next video, and be safe out there.